Well, hello there, gentlemen, and welcome to Gentleman's Carry. I'd like to share my two gripes I've come across with this here ZT0308. Let's get started, Junior. So I'd say it's about 3 or 4 weeks now that I've had some pocket time with this here ZT0308 by Zero Tolerance here. Now this here Zero Tolerance was part of the 300 series, harkens back to where they really started, and they got their signature lineup from the 300 series there. The overbuilt nature of their folders that we've all come to love, and they've essentially gone back to that. And I think this is a nice blend of aesthetic and hard use folder that we've come to enjoy from ZT. Now I've come across two gripes that I particularly have with this here folder. Now these are mine. You may have your own, or you may have none. It may be the grail that you've been seeking, the holy grail, if you will. I'm still looking for my holy grail. Perhaps one day I will find it, but it's all about the journey, gentlemen, all about the journey. So my number one gripe with this here fella is the flipper tab. Now the flipper tab, as you can see here, it's small and it does blend in when the knife is fully engaged here. And it is skeletonized, just like the overall concept of the blade itself is, or the folder and the frame here. This is cut out here, both sides skeletonized. Well, that reduces the overall weight a little bit as well. So it's a nice design aesthetic there. And they pick it up here on the flipping tab here. So my problem here is with when it's engaged, it's a little too small. Now when I first operated this here, the first couple days or so, I ended up cutting myself. And it's always your fault when you cut yourself. You have to respect the tools, otherwise they won't respect you. I just did not choke up a little bit further on the frame, on the lock here. Because this here flipping tab is smaller than I'm accustomed to, say, on a Hinderer, right? So if you come over here on the Hinderer XM18, you can see it's much larger. So I just have become accustomed to disengaging this thing, haphazardly anywhere, in the middle, in the back here. It always hit my thumb here. I don't always have to worry about where I place my thumb when I have to disengage the knife one-handed. And that's one of the beautiful things there when you're using a flipper over another knife, because you can just simply, easily, anyone can just open it and close it single-handedly. So you have to be very careful with the ZT0308 when you're disengaging, because you have to be a little bit further up there on the frame lock. Otherwise, the knife will come down and bite your thumb. So you can't, I'd say you got to be further than halfway through that flipping tab here, or through the frame lock. Otherwise it'll just fall down on you. As you can see, you don't have a whole lot to play with there. So just be careful where you place your thumb on that on the frame lock when you disengage. Other than that, I like the overall design, but if it just came down just a little bit more, a couple more millimeters there, that would have been fantastic, because it totally blends in here when it's open, but when it's closed, it sticks out. So if it just stuck out that much when it was open, I think it would have been a little bit better there. And also for my thumb, which is finally healed. So perhaps that's just me. I have to get used to it. I'm used to a much larger tab there, and I've just been accustomed to opening and closing the knife. So you just have to be much more careful with this here fella. You have to be a little bit further up north here on that lock. Number two gripe here with the ZT0308 I have is the pocket clip. Now this could be just an overall gripe I have with all these manufacturers, is why not put a deep carry clip out of the box, on the folder? Because 90% of the fellas I know will go ahead and install an aftermarket deep carry clip, and also from ZT, which they're known for, is coating the clips. The coated clips to me end up within a month or two. They end up all marred and scratched, from hitting sides of tables and walls and banging into things. It'll all look marred up and so forth. And also just a deep carry clip. So I will go ahead and put on a deep carry stonewash titanium clip myself. But that's just a gripe of mine. I mean, this here is a $300 price point knife here from ZT. Why not go that extra mile? Because I'm going to have to spend a little bit more money now to put on an aftermarket clip. And I can understand, listen, you give us a generic knife and then, you know, we all like to customize it the way we like it. And I appreciate that. But I think it's just one of those things. I think we're at the point now where everyone puts on a deep carry clip aftermarket there. So why not just put it on? You know, just I find that most all the fellas I know go ahead and put that on. So those are my two gripes there with the ZT-0308. They're minor gripes. Nothing wrong with the grips there, though. The grips are fantastic. Excellent traction there. Both sides, on the titanium side and the G10 side. You won't have any issues there. It's a fantastic feel in hand, though. So, I mean, those two minor gripes, I do have to get used to that flipper tab. I mean, I'm so used to the Hinderer, but your use may vary, of course, but I just have to train myself to do that a little bit further north there when disengaging. I had a friend who always used to carry the same pocket knife and also the same firearm. He didn't like to divert because he knew those pieces inside and out. When you start rotating through different variants here and different knives, they all are unique, right? So one day you go from one to the other, and you have a dozen or so in your rotation. You start to, you know, not fully know the piece that you're carrying inside and out, because they all have their idiosyncrasies there, if you will. But you know, that's one man's opinion, right? So I mean, I appreciate that opinion, but you know, variety is quite the spice of life. So I do like to switch off myself, not so often as much as I used to. I do like to stick with a few handful of pieces myself, but like everything else in life, your use may vary. So there you have it, gentlemen. Those are my two gripes here with an otherwise fantastic knife from ZT, and I do intend to keep on with this here fella. So I will let you know if I come across any more gripes. If you let me know if you have your own as well. I think it's fantastic priced. I think I got this here for $250 there, so I did get a good price on this here fella. I know that they retail for around $300. So yes. Well, there you go, gentlemen. Thanks for watching. Oh, one more thing. Please, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, as it helps the channel grow. And make sure to smash that there like button. Smash it right there. You see it right down there? Smash it nice and hard, as it tells YouTube you like this here gentleman's work. Thanks for watching, Junior.